we're back. Session number 23. So last time in Mateia, you guys leveled up, finished all of that jazz at the beginning. Then you finish a long rest at Kaylin's residence, where her mother was not there. She did return, however, in the morning to let you guys all know that she had been kind of investigating and doing stuff overnight to kind of try and figure out what was going on with the attempt on the king's life, and she could not confirm one way or another if the king actually was dead, just that the assassination attempt had occurred, and that the guards were now looking for the escaped prisoners and anybody associated with them, and they have placed the top two investigators of the city on the lookout for effectively you guys. And she knows um, that they are. She is sure that they will come looking for her and Kaylin, and all those that you have associated with since then. So you guys decided that you would, over a nice breakfast, head to the general region of Evermeet, Pax's home community, where in a dream, Anthea learned that that's also the is also known as the land, which was the first to be created in this world, alongside of having practitioners of magic who can create something out of nothing, to try and figure out if there's any knowledge as to why necrotic magic is starting to be siphoned away from this plane. So you guys ended up getting some very nice travel rations from Kaylin's mom, who said that she would contact you when she settled to her next community where she's going, so that you guys can go there if you wish, whenever she's there. But as you guys started making your way through the city pretty stealthily, Anthea turned into a large dog, ridden and walked with Pax and Kaylin, who kind of hid a little bit, to go and meet up with Fizz Boombrass, the merchant that you met, that Pax and a cat version of Anthea met at the execution. And as you guys made your way into the artificer market, you were accosted by this metallic-looking person, as they tried to basically this person as they tried to arrest Kaylin by slapping some cuffs on her, but she broke out of them pretty quickly. Being startled, Pax fell off of Anthea in dog wolf form, and they basically said to come with them back to jail. You guys refused, and combat has since initiated. So, Fizz, if you could go ahead and throw out a initiative, and like I said before, we will get you into initiative starting in the second round. So, so you won't be there for this. You won't take actions this round, but you are a 24. Great, cool. Well, I'll just leave you at the bottom there. That makes perfect sense. Cool. All right, so I'm actually going to be DMPC and Kaylin today because she's not going to be here. But so at the top of the round, she is going to bonus action disengage and then try and sprint and duck behind some cover. And she's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 right there. And we'll try and use her action to pull a stealth and see if she can hide. She gets advantage. Wow. 32 for stealth. She's pretty hidden.
Much self.
She just runs and slides under a market stall. It is your turn, Pax. You are currently on your butt as you fell off of Doggo and Thea.
Yes, I will use half my movement to stand up. So this is Metal Meanie, correct?
Yes, they look like they have what might be metal armor, or they might be made of metal. You're not quite sure, but that is that person, yes. That is the Metal Meanie.
Well, then, of course, Bard, seeing metal. Gotta do that. Should we upcast? Yes, we should upcast. You just can click on the spell level. I know that. I played
So,
this game before.
before you cast your spell, roll me an insight check.
Okay. Mm, Sorry. +6. Oop. Oh.
That was history.
Wait, that's history.
Yes.
What? Oh, that is history. Under int. I can read. Insight is +4. So that's 2 less. That is a 7.
Um, I'll say even. We'll use a 17. Um, looking at them, you realize that the metallicness that they're wearing does not seem to be armor. It seems to almost be like their anatomy might be made of something metal, but it doesn't look to be fully metal. So
Okay.
you would know that there are like metallic-like creatures in this world, and you would know this to be a warforged who aren't affected by spells like heat metal. So I won't say that you wasted the
For
spell.
teeth are
You
metal,
just
but wouldn't
use
actually
it.
hurt them. They're just warm
Yes.
now. It's like,
Yes.
hi, you turned up the
Yes.
heat.
So you don't have to burn that spell if you don't want to. You can do something else if you want. So you're
Sure.
not just
Thank you.
wasting spells.
I will burn a different spell.
Yes.
Chromatic orb. Yes, it does. We'll do a lightning damage chromatic orb instead.
Oh snap! 6th level, right out the gate.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you, a 12 will miss. Thankfully.
Yep.
Because that's a big.
Right.
That's a big hit. Burn that 6th level right away.
It's just like burn a hole in front of it. So it's like, can I do some intimidate with that? Just like pretend that I was trying to miss.
Sure. Roll an intimidation check at advantage because that's a big spell. So.
Oop.
All right.
Wow, that was
You blasted lightning
negligible.
past them, and it just right here. You see the swords that are laying on there, just kind of just explode all around, and they look around, kind of confused for a split second. You can't really tell if they are intimidated or if they're just confused as to what's happening. But yeah.
I can heat
All right.
style, and I'll walk away a little bit.
All right. Cool. So you're just chilling over there. All right. This guy down here, the guy who first called out to you all, this man, who Kaylin and her mother explained their name is Liren Dacus, the head investigator of the capital. They're gonna go ahead and move 30 feet towards this way. So we're gonna say they get to there. Right there. And looks up to you, Pax, and says, "If you guys give up now, we don't have to fight. I can just take you back to jail. What do you say?" As you see that at their sides, they have a very shining looking battle axe on one side and a warhammer on the other, which they have not yet grabbed, but they are hanging off the hilts of their waist.
Cool. I would say no, for you are not righteous. You serve a madman, and we will have freedom over your tyranny. Ha!
All right. Okay. He just kind of looks at you and just kind of like, well, if that's how it's gotta be, then that's how it's gotta be. And he's just gonna use his action to dash and just walk slowly up to you. He's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there as he wields both of his weapons. But that will be his turn. Anthea in doggo form.
Oh. We do flanking rules, right?
Correct. And as a direwolf, I
Right.
think you have
Oh,
flanking.
I have direwolf?
Yeah, you're using direwolf stats, remember?
Oh, right. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was kind of you. Okay, so I have direwolf stats. I'm gonna come up behind him and seeing that he's threatening Pax, I'm gonna bite him.
Okay.
Virtual tabletop not found. Awesome.
Did
So glad.
you turn? You might just have to click on like inventory and go back or refresh the D&D page or something. D&D on page.
I'm just gonna refresh.
Okay.
Maybe I should try. Where would I find the stats through my character sheet then? Because I was just using D&D Beyond tab.
Oh, have you added it to your character sheet?
I don't think I have yet.
Well, give me 1 second and I can do that for you right now.
Sorry.
Basically what you would do is you would click on the extras tab and then manage extras and then wild
Or
shape.
I have Gleba, but
Yeah, wild shape, but now direwolf is under wild shapes. So any wild shapes that you want to use, if you click on manage extras and then the drop down category, just click on wild shape. You can search through whatever's appropriate, and it
that is
converts
so cool.
it converts your appropriate druid stats into the wild shape form. So
Beautiful. So I can just bite from here.
yes,
No,
you can.
it's still not working.
No? Do you have your extension turned on?
Why? I do.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Interesting. Well, characters options. I'm just gonna.
Here,
have
let me
to-
see, because it might let me.
If you can roll it for me, you for sure
I
can.
know sometimes I have to
I'm
click
not
on
wasting time.
features and traits to get it to link up to the
Yeah.
20 gig.
I tried that as well. What I might do is I'm gonna leave the game and come right back.
Alright. Well, I'll say with a 21 does hit, just so you know. It just barely hits for 14. And so they're gonna make a strength save to try and not be knocked prone. And they are not knocked prone. They rolled a 26. Anything else on your turn?
I think that's all I'll do for now. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So this other creature over here is going to, because their whole goal is to try. Well, actually, he's gonna do a perception check first and see if he can figure out. He's not gonna be able to see her. He can roll a 32. Although natural 25, he knows the direction Kaylin went in. He can't see her, but he knows where she generally went. All right. He's gonna run over here and yeah, he's gonna just 10, 15, 20, 25 feet over to here. And he's gonna take an unarmed strike at you, Pax, and try and hit you. Wow. For a
Oh
natural
dear.
20 for 15. And then he's gonna try and stun you using stunning strike. So give me a DC 18 Constitution saving throw, please.
Unlikely. Nope.
You are now stunned. So I'm gonna put a little thing on you. So basically, you feel your whole body lock up, and basically until the start of his next turn, you are stunned. And then seeing the wolf attack, he's going to move here and just try and punch the dire wolf for a 26, which I think hits the dire wolf. And then whenever she gets back, he's gonna try and stun the dire wolf too, to make going to jail easy. You know, maybe.
Not even letting me roll anything.
That's
I'm
weird.
doing a test game, and it's not even doing it in that game either.
I
That's
just saw your
Roll
crossbow
20.
light damage.
That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that.
It's like beyond 20. Deciding not to work today.
Maybe. But I will say, if you want to, you can just roll it manually in the
Yeah,
in the chat.
that usually works pretty well.
Let me just jump back in. Sorry.
Yep. No, you're good. It'll be a
Really
DC.
weird. I thought I would try to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But it's yeah.
A DC 18 Constitution saving throw, as he tries to stun you too.
Just bring my character sheet again.
You have a +2 as in wolf form.
Hey.
And I already took the 7 damage off for you. Wow. So you are also stunned.
Yep.
All right. So Fizz, you hear the commotion as Liren kind of yells over to tell them just to kind of settle down so they can be taken back to prison where they belong. And you see that he walks up to the satyr that you had previously met. You kind of recognize the general features of what they look like. And then as he walks up, brandishing 2 weapons, you see this metallic-looking person just walk up and just left hit, right hit, and both of the people in the party that you can see, all of their bones just kind of lock up as they freeze in place, and it is your turn.
Ah,
And I'll say because they haven't addressed you, you would have advantage on your first attacks on each of them, because to them, like they haven't addressed you directly, so their attention is pulled away from you as of right now. They saw you before, but their attention's not on you right this split second. So
okay. Interesting mindset for Fizz right now. I like to imagine that despite being the little brother of the Artificers group, right?
mhm.
He's also like the very extremely violent protector of the Artificers' quarters.
That sounds
Like
right.
if someone comes in trying to mess shit up, like one of them's like, "Go get the knoll." And so I don't like violence around my fellow artificers.
Yeah.
No, that's quite fair.
And even listen, members of the king are no exception. I take care of this place. No matter who you are, you get beat.
Catch the beatdowns.
Yeah. So I first of all, I know he is smaller than me, but I take my papa and I like put him behind a box.
Okay. I'll make your
And
profile
then-
smaller.
And then I grab my trusty makeshift blunderbuss.
Blunderbuss. All right.
My blunderbuss! And I will. 25, 30. Okay, I'm gonna go zoom in. And I'll have advantage on my first shot, right?
Yes, on both of them, if you would like.
Ah.
Because they are
Okay.
focused on these two guys right now.
All right. Okay. Okay, I'm going to. What weapons does this guy have?
You see that this guy right here has a battle axe, a very nice sharpened battle axe, and a warhammer, and you saw this other person just straight up use fists.
Okay. I am going to get my blunderbuss ready, and on the first guy, I'm going to make this attack a disarming shot.
Ooh. Okay.
Expend a grip point and make this a disarming shot.
Okay.
And I have sharpshooter, so I ignore the range of the weapon. So
23 does hit.
that's 9 piercing damage, and I need a strength saving throw. Which is probably good at, yeah. Unfortunately, the weapon does not go flying out of his hand.
It does not, but you do shoot him directly in the back. And you see that his very shiny full plate armor is dinged now. You have left a dent on it.
I will then have my second attack be reload the blunderbuss.
Okay.
And my third one will be taking that advantage shot at this other guy.
Okay. That, unfortunately, does not hit. He just moves out the way at the very last possible second.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Okay.
It would have
Okay,
hit if it didn't have his racial bonus of +1. So, so very close.
So I need a
Anything else?
21.
Anything else on your turn?
No, that's shoot, reload, shoot.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that sounds good. So, seeing what's happening, the fact that two people just got frozen in place, two of her friends, Kaylin's gonna pop her head up from back over here since she was 100% hidden, and she's gonna go ahead and take an advantage shot. You know what? I'm gonna go wild with her here, and I'm gonna give her sharpshooter shot too, because why not? And she's got elven accuracy, so she'll get to shoot a third d20. So here's the first two. 21, and here's, I'll just roll another one. 17. So the 21 hits this guy right here. And which one of these do I need? 2d6, 66, and then sharpshooter. Jesus, I forgot how much rogues could do. I need a calculator. It's too many numbers. 9 plus 17 plus 14 plus 10. That's a lot of damage. That's 50 damage right off the cuff. Ouch. So you see as well, I'm gonna see if he sees it coming. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a DC 18 as he gets hit to see if he notices it, where it's coming from. Nope. Cool. All right. Bonus action. She's gonna try and hide again. Huh. Oh, I don't need to roll thrice. 23. All right. Bangs back down. All right. Pax, you are stunned, so you can't do anything. Liren turns around, sees you, Fizz, and just kind of looks down as if to say, "Oh, you shot me." And he's gonna walk up to you, 15, 20, 25, and he's gonna take some swings. So here comes 3 attacks with a battle axe. 1.
Right.
These are all one-handed.
Okay.
2.
My AC is 17.
It is against Fizz, not against you. So you are.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So 21, 31, and a 15.
The third one misses.
Okay. And then for his bonus action, he's gonna try and hit you with the Warhammer, as he's a dual-wielding person. Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
All right, and then he is going to go ahead and use, as part of this, one of his psionic energy dice to make this Warhammer hit a psionic strike and hit you with psychic energy as this Warhammer comes across and just hits you in the side of the head for an additional, you can ignore the roll, it just adds damage onto it, an additional 10 force damage. So, that is one of his psionic energy gone. And he's gonna kind of look and be like, "You can come to jail too, if you want to go. I'm not gonna stop you." You were stunned there as well, Anthea, but you now are both, you'll be unstunned at the end of his turn. Since you guys can't attack him, since you guys are stunned right now, he's gonna try and he's gonna use his action to try and find Kaylin. I'm gonna say he's right here. I'll say that he can do this one. Perception to find her. What did she roll before? 23. He knows where she is. Cool. So I said he used his action to do that. Sees her. He's gonna run right up to her. That'll be his turn. You guys now are both unstunned, as both Pax and Anthea, you feel your body kind of release. And Fizz, it is your turn. So, what do you wish to do?
Okay. I'll take an opportunity attack to back up.
Okay. He's actually just gonna stand there and look at you and just let you take the movement.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Sure. Okay. So then, first attack, reload.
Okay.
Second attack, I'm going to spend a grip point for a Deadeye shot, so I get advantage on it.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
Then I'm going to...
As you hit him with this Deadeye shot, you see this like magical force barrier kind of appear in front of him, and he's going to reduce it by this much using protective field by 7, so 6 damage. But that's his reaction.
Okay.
So, and a dice. So
I will then, because I do want to. I only have one of them. I'll action surge.
okay.
So that was reload, attack, reload,
Mhm.
Attack.
16 does not hit.
Reload.
Okay.
Attack.
That does hit for 12 piercing damage.
And I will then. What is this?
It's just like a little mini stage that people imagine like a carnival barker who stands up on the stage trying to flock their wares. But it's basically like where people will set up like if you were trying to sell your newest invention to passerbys, this is a little stage where people can promote their products.
Okay.
So.
All right, so I'm gonna run up there, and I will because I haven't used my bonus action. I will bonus action second hit.
Okay. 18. Nice. That's solid. Okay. All right. Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right. So, Kaylin's not a fan of the fact that she has been found. So she's gonna disengage as a bonus action, pull the old, just gonna try and run a little bit. Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And then she's gonna just take a standard shot at this guy who's chasing her. Jesus, doesn't get sneak attack though, thankfully. But that's still 21 damage. This man is looking pretty rough now at this point. The guy's chasing around. Pax, you are returned the control of your body. You feel like everything is freed up again, and you have full control of yourself.
I was muted. Hello.
Yes, the stun for you is over, so you have your full turn now.
Excellent. Does this dude have cover?
No, he ran up and he was standing right by Kaylin, so he does not have cover. He's behind, the stuff that's in front of him is like waist high. So.
Okay, cool. Cool. I think I'm gonna be like, well, that was rude. I will repay that in kind. Good int saving throw
Oof.
with a psychic lance.
All right.
Just knock him on his ass. I'm hoping that creatures don't have good intelligence.
Well, I'll tell you, he's a monk, and at the level he's at, he has proficiency in all saving throws, so he's not bad at anything. But he still
oh dear.
rolled a 23, but he takes half damage, right? So,
13,
yes, if it wasn't for the +7 that he has, he would only have a +2. So he would have just passed that +2.
That was square to. Let's see. I'll being on my own is probably not good. So can't get all the way to Fitz or Anthea, but I can maybe get over here.
Yeah, you can totally run there if you want to.
Yeah, not really cover, but just a little bit of protection.
All right, and this is a bad guy, just so you are aware.
Oh, right, okay. This is not a bad guy.
No, this is
He's
Kaylin.
so pretty, he looks like a good guy.
I know.
Okay, yes, we'll do that.
All the bad guys are hot in my games.
Why does he have to be too hot?
It's too hot to be bad. Is that your turn? Do you want to inspire anyone with Bardic Inspiration or do anything with
Oh yeah, I
your
keep forgetting to have
bonus?
that. I haven't used that in like several games. Yes, let's inspire Anthea. I'll say, the best doggo. Bite their effing face off.
Nice. What's your inspiration now? Is it a D10?
That's under features and traits, yes?
Should be, yeah.
Inspiration, D10, yes.
There you go. Cool. So, Anthea, you have a D10 inspiration. Alright. So, it's this guy's turn. He is analyzing the field to try and figure out the best method by which to contain what is happening. How far is his friend? 30? Cool. Alright, so he's going to use his bonus action, and he's going to use this ability called Bulwark of Force. And you see this mental, like as he kind of focuses, you see this like shimmering magical looking shield appear around him and around the guy, the metallic man. And I'm going to go ahead and add this to their AC, so they'll get half cover from like a permanent shield that is kind of sitting around them for a minute. But he does that, and then with his action, he is going to use 30 feet of movement, and 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and he's going to try and take a swing on all three of you, as he just put himself in the fray, and he's not afraid. So I'm going to go clockwise. So the first attack will be against Anthea, and it is a 19 to hit for 9 damage, and I forgot that he has feats all over the place, so your speed is reduced by 10 feet. The next attack is also with a battle axe, and it is against Kaylin. Jesus, a 31 definitely hits, but hey, she had temporary hit points, so she has 10 feet less movement, and this is against you, Pax, for a 31 for 15 damage, and you also have 10 feet less of movement. And that is his turn. Anthea, it is your turn, and you are able to move again.
I'm gonna bite him, and I have flanking, right?
Yeah, pack tactics.
Oh,
biting, yeah.
Pack tactics.
Yes.
So do I get advantage?
Yes,
For
yes,
sure,
you
for sure?
do for sure. Try to bite through this shield he's got. Fortunately,
Bite.
it does not get
No.
through his shield. So
Okay.
you can always, I'll say as a bonus action, you can always drop out of wild shape if you want to go back into regular Anthea form.
Oh, true. And then I can get back into my
Into your spore form, yep, if you want to do it that way.
Alright, let's do that. I will drop this form now that it's taken some damage
Okay.
as a bonus action, and then I'll be Anthea again.
Cool. So you still have that
Thank
10.
you.
Yep. You still have that 10 feet of reduced movement because it's still the
Okay.
same person per se, but you are back in regular form.
Okay.
All right. So this guy is up top, who Kaylin shot with an arrow, is not feeling the best. So he's going to use an action, and you guys kind of see that he kind of locks himself up for a second there, and you see this like golden glow kind of emanate from his body, and once this golden glow kind of permeates and like dissipates, he looks a little hardier, and just because I'd like to be open, this is what he used. He used wholeness of body and healed himself for some life, and then he's gonna use his movements, and he is gonna go ahead and get there. Actually, yeah, he's gonna go there. I'll deal with Fizz in a little bit. Fizz, it's your turn.
Okay. Let's see my range here. Okay. Interesting question.
Mhm.
I just sharpshooter ignores that bulwark of force, right? Because that's half cover, and sharpshooter ignores half cover.
Let me hold on. Kaylin's got sharpshooter. Let me read it just so I have it. Let's see. And your range, ignore half cover and 3/4 cover. Yeah, it ignores the cover.
So whatever
if you
AC
do it,
they get.
if you do it as a sharpshooter, well, no, that's still part of it. So yeah, it just happens. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I know what what their AC is. It says whatever out of whatever. So I know what their base AC is. So yes, you can shoot right through it. Your bullets will magically penetrate his psionic shields. His bulwark of
Okay.
force.
So let's see. I am currently at the point where I have to reload, then shoot, then reload again.
Yes.
So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try to.
Unless you have other guns, which you don't have to reload so frequently.
I do not.
Okay.
But I will try and shoot this guy.
Okay.
Here we go.
That does not go through.
And then I will reload.
Okay. And then you have one more shot, right?
No, reload, shoot, reload.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I did it backwards. All right, cool. So it is now reloaded. Anything you want to do as a bonus action or move anywhere?
Well, hold on. Let me see my range. I will move to this square,
Okay.
and that's my turn.
All right. Cool. So, um, get out of here, computer. All right. So, Kaylin, seeing what you're doing, the bullets flying past her head, doesn't really want to be on, being in front of the bullets. She's gonna try and just take the action to move out the way, to get back 40 feet. 40 feet. And she has that cloak of displacement, so she will be able to move at here, and then he's gonna kind of let her run and shake off for a second, and she's gonna take a single shot with her bow. 'Cause he wants to keep his reaction. Jesus. Yeah, that's gonna hit. 35, 41.
Who did she shoot?
The guy you were shooting at.
Oh, pretty boy.
Yeah. He is going to use his reaction, however, to reduce some of this damage by this much. 7. So it was 35, now it's going to be 28. He's not looking the best right now. And then she's going to use her bonus action to dash over here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And just kind of hang out there, so she's got some distance. Pax.
Yes. So he's in melee with me, so I would need some disengagement, correct?
Yeah, or you did see him as the arrow struck true, and he kind of like flicked his head, and you saw that that the arrow seemed to not go quite as far in. Mechanically, you know that he has used his reaction, so he does not, as of right now, have an attack of opportunity, so you could just move. Yep.
Okay, that's cool.
So.
That's way more advantageous. And Thea, you good? I'll ask. Leave out my hand for a healing word if she needs it.
Good. I'm no longer wolfy and no longer damaged.
Then I will, since I always forget it, let us inspire Fitz.
Ooh,
Say, Fitz,
spicy.
Yes.
thanks for providing backup. Can you also provide cover? And I'm going to attempt to do like a fancy satyr leap
Nice.
to get away from dude and retreat some.
Okay.
What is my actual speed? 35.
You straight up just bounce over there. Fizz, you have a D10 of bardic inspiration.
Oh.
I don't think leaping gives me any more distance, so it puts me here, correct, if I use my full move?
Yeah. We can just say for flavor you leapt over there.
Sure. And let's mess up his world. If he's not wearing metal armor, I assume.
He is. He's wearing full plate armor. That's pretty shiny.
Great.
You can see it's
Shiny,
really
shiny.
it's all metal. This guy's armor.
Shiny.
All right.
Damn.
So you're casting at 5th level, so 19 damage, and then what's the save he has to make, or to start taking it?
My DC is 17. Constitution save or drop it if he can.
Well, he can't drop it, so there's not really. He's wearing the armor, so he can't drop it. So I'm not even gonna bother making the save because he can't drop the damage. Or does making the save take half damage?
If you cause it, any creature just takes the damage.
Okay, cool. I'll just have him
Until
take
you
the
get
damage
energy
because
deposit.
he can't drop his armor. So I'll just
I
have
think
him
it just
take damage.
is bonus action per round.
Yep. Yep. So he just takes the damage. So yeah, there's that. You see his armor starts to glow this goldeny reddish hue, and he's starting to sweat real bad. However, he is going to, on his turn, now use his bonus action and take a deep breath and get some of his HP back. He's going to get 18 back using his second wind ability. And then, I mean, you've all left Anthea there, so he's going to stand right there and flank with
to be flanked here.
with his friend. So all 3 of these attacks right now are going to be at advantage. So here's your first one.
This is a bad plan.
So there's 18 damage, and because of the slasher feat, let's see. Until the start of his next turn, you have disadvantage on all attack rolls. So remember that. So yeah, it's 18 damage on your first hit. Here's the second hit against you. 27 for 11 more. Here's the third one. 23 for 8 more. So that's a total of 37 damage right now. And he's gonna basically hold the axe to your throat and look over at everyone else and say, "You sure this is how you want her to go? I can kill her right now." And just holds this axe to your throat as he's like permeating this heat wave from himself. It is now your turn. You have disadvantage on attack rolls, and you have 10 feet less movement, so keep that in mind.
Right. Well, I'm gonna use my wild shape to do my symbiotic entity, so I will gain those temporary hit points.
You grow all of the shrooms and fungus.
All the mushroom form. So that helps.
And you get
and
what,
then-
48
So
temporary hit
I was
points?
gonna ask you. Yeah, so I added that.
Okay.
I was just gonna ask you. I do have my Halo of Spores. I forgot. It doesn't say anything about having to be in my fungal form when I use it. So I would assume that at the start of each their turns that they've been within 10 feet of me, they should have made con saves.
Hey, if that's what it
If
says.
I put that here, as written, it just says you're surrounded, and it doesn't say you have to be in fungal form.
Yeah,
It's
it
my
increases.
reaction?
Yeah, you can do that. And then when you're when you're in your symbiotic entity, you do double damage. So
Yeah,
you
and
right
I can
now,
also move it around
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But
So basically, we'll
we'll
say
say that because they started their turn, I hadn't been in that entity yet. So if we could just do
that's fine. Yeah, just do a D8, and I'll
regular?
make them have
Okay.
con saves against your spell save DC. So this is for the guy who just sliced you 3 times.
Okay.
18, and then is it poison damage?
It is necrotic, I think.
Okay, cool.
Let me just check.
And then he rolled a 20.
Necrotic, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I think
So-
they both passed. There.
Yes, they both pass. But now you're in your fungal form, and we'll say that was your reaction before the turn, so you have your reaction back. So, but
Okay.
it is your turn.
So at the start of their turns, if they're still within 10 feet, then they do that. So I used my action to do my symbiotic entity. So I think I just have a bonus action, correct?
You do, yes.
Okay, in that case, I will. Man, what should I do here? Sorry, I should have planned this bonus action ahead of
You
time.
are fine.
Well, you know what? I'm a big, powerful mushroom, but I can also, let's say, activate my shillelagh with that.
Yep, that works.
That's stackable. Okay, I will do that.
I like it. All right. It is this guy's turn. He looks up at his boss and he says, "Get the others. I'll take care of her." And he is starting his turn. So here's a con save. 23 against your Halo save.
Why are they so good at it?
Well, he's a monk and has proficiency now in all saves, so it's hard for him to fail. Yeah. He is gonna run towards the guy who keeps shooting everyone. He's gonna run right past you, Pax,
I
right
guess
into the.
attack of opportunity, or I used my reaction, didn't I? I already
No,
figured that.
you
Never
did
mind.
use your reaction to
I did.
do that, so you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I'll say you can save it if you want to.
I'll save it.
Actually, he's 55 feet. Yeah, he can get there. That's still 55 from where he was, I think. Bam. Yeah, 55 feet. He can get right there. He's going to run up and try and punch you in the face, Mr. Fizz. 23?
Yes.
All right. He is then going to force you to move because he thinks it's funny off of your stage right there using the crusher feat. And then he's gonna punch you again for 22 for 11.
Yep.
And then he's gonna burn another key point here. And he's going to flurry of blows on you. And one of them will be this and this.
Mm-hmm. And yes.
And then as part of his open hand technique, because he hit you with them, he's going to take away your reaction until the end of his next turn. So you just have no reaction until your next turn. So, because all the other stuff would just be helpful to you. So, or irrelevant. So, push 15 feet away for a guy who uses a gun. Okay, here you go. Bye. It's your turn now.
Okay. Well, I'll take an attack to back up some.
Okay. Wham.
That does hit.
He just punching. All right.
And I will go for some shots.
Okay.
First one. First one.
And you ignore his thing, and even if it didn't, you would hit. So 13 damage.
13. Reload. And because I want to be safe, I am still gonna shoot him.
Okay.
But I will forego the D20 roll to get a 10 on the die, making my roll 21 with my clockwork amulet.
Nice. And a 21 just hits. So
Okay,
just roll. You can roll it, and whatever the damage comes out to, we'll use that. So that's your once a day clockwork amulet, right?
Yeah. Well, here we go.
Cool. 16 more damage. He's not looking good right now. He's having a bad time.
And that is my turn.
Okay.
I forgot I had this. Whoops, it's probably too late.
What is
Never
it?
mind. I forgot I had Piercer. I can reroll that one from that first shot.
Go for it.
Okay, so D8. 1d8.
So it's just 4 more damage.
Yep.
Okay. That's easy. 4. Cool. Alright, it's Kaylin's turn. She sees that Matea's having a really bad time over there. So she's going to kind of close one eye a little bit, take some focus, and she's going to do the... Yeah, she's going to do steady aim to give herself advantage on the attack against the guy attacking Anthea. So here's the first attack. So she gets to roll another one because of her elven accuracy. So 28 will hit for 32 damage on this man. He is also not looking the best. Pax,
Having a bad day.
it is your turn.
Okay. Well, let's first of all just bonus action
Heat metal.
healing word Ms.
Ooh.
Anthea.
All right, cool. So he doesn't have to take damage this round. I like it. Not from heat metal anyway. Anyway. Cool.
Because keeping her alive is more important. That is a spell, so if I cast something else, it's got to be a cantrip.
Correct.
Let's move over to near fits. Let's try and spread things out. I'll be a bit close to Anthea.
All right.
And we'll just viciously mock. So he's got to do a save with 17.
Okay. I will tell you, because of the type of fighter he is, when he inevitably fails, because it's a +0, he has resistance to psychic, so he'll only take half damage. Wow, he managed to pass. Okay. Yeah, your mocking didn't make it through. He kind of looks almost perturbed, but not quite. But hey, he doesn't have to take any damage. Excellent job, me, for this guy. It is his turn. He's just gonna, yeah, he's gonna turn around and take some smacks at you, Ante, because you're the one right there.
Sure.
All right, so here is, let's see, once. Cool. All right, so here's his first attack against you. These are all standard, not advantage anymore. 16.
No, that hits. Yeah.
All right, so he's gonna do 10 damage with that, and then he's gonna use a psionic energy dice, and add another 1d10 plus 5. So 20. Jesus, 25 damage on the first hit. Your movement's reduced by 10. Yes, by 10. Yes. Here's his second attack against you.
Oh God.
Well,
That's
I can't.
for sure.
Well, I can't reuse the psionic energy dice, so it's only once per turn. So
Okay.
there's another 17 damage. And here's the third attack. 17 for another 15.
That hits.
So
Man, I need to up my AC.
he
Man.
he just has a plus 12 to hit, so it's hard to miss with this guy. And then he is going to use a bonus action, and you see that it kind of feels like it's getting real cold around him, and it starts to snow a little bit. And he's going to use
fun.
his bonus action to face step 30 feet right in front of you, Pax. And I need you, Anthea, to give me a wisdom saving throw DC 18, or be frightened of him until your next turn.
Okay.
So, should probably be fine for you because you're a druid with high wisdom. No. So as he
Can I use my inspiration that I had?
yes, you can.
Saving throw.
Yes, you can.
So that's a D10.
Yes. So you just need a 2. Yeah. So
Thank you.
he kind of flashes away for a second, and it reminds you of what it looked like a long time ago when you had another frosty maiden who was with you who disappeared through a portal. For a split second, you got this
Ooh.
cold chill of fear down your spine, and you just shook it off like it's not that big of a deal. And that is their turn. Remember, I let you keep your fungal form for just an hour, basically, even though your temporary hit points are gone, because I think it's stupid that it disappears as soon as your temp hit points falls away. So you still have your fungal form for an hour, or 10 minutes, whatever the time limit is on that. So you get it for the whole time frame, no matter what, unless you fall unconscious. So, oh yeah, he had to make Did he have to make a save at the start of your turn?
Well, he did not end his turn in my 10-foot radius. So,
Okay.
but let me just see. This changes so much stuff now that he's moved so much. Okay. And my movement's down 10 feet.
Yes, because he hits you with his
Oh,
battle axe, and he has to
okay.
slash your feet.
This throws everything off so much. What has range that I can do? Everything I did was for close combat. And they both left. They're both chickens. I really don't want to throw anything at them that requires a save, because they're probably going to pass it, which is annoying. So what I will do, I suppose, is... Well, let's start with this. I do have my spreading spores that I can use.
Okay.
So I would like to... Oh, there's no way to put it in the thing. So, I get I can throw my spores up to 30 feet away, where they swirl in a 10-foot cube for 1 minute. I can do this as a bonus action. So I will do that. And I will do it right over Pretty Boy.
Right there.
And hopefully
Nice.
it'll hang out by Pax and act to protect Pax a little, maybe.
Okay.
So that's my bonus action, and then for my action, I'm going to, let's do some, gee, I sure hope I have a healing spell. it's also a bonus action. That doesn't help.
You don't have cure wounds?
No, I guess I took it away to do something else. I used to.
Oops.
I should have looked at those. It is not Anthea's day.
Well,
I'm like, wait, I
I'm sure
forgot
you
that
have
spell.
other. I'm sure you have other spells.
I have other spells, but they're all bonus action spells. So
You have plenty of action spells.
yeah, but not healing ones, which was my
Oh,
goal
healing
here.
ones. I gotcha.
And most of them require saves, which they will probably pass. So I'm trying.
I mean, he is less good at saves than the monk.
Let's be goofy.
Yeah, maximum goof.
How about I conjure animals? Let's do that.
Okay. what
Let's bring
animals are you
in,
conjuring?
where's my
Not 8 raptors. I want to deal with 8 raptors. What CR are you bringing? What you bringing?
giant toad CR2?
Sure.
Giant toad. I think I did giant toad before. Or maybe I get 2 of them if it's CR1? Oh, it's CR1. So I'll get 2 giant toads, please. Giant glebas. And I can put them... Let me just...
Here. How about these bad boys? They're frog warriors.
Oh, look at this. If I use a 5th level slot, I get 2 times as many of them.
Do you want more of them?
Yes.
As
The
you
answer is always
as
yes.
you start to summon these frogs, Pax, you see glowing on this man's finger this bright green ring, and he's going to throw his hand up and try and stop the spell using a base level
not the
using
toad.
using a base level counter spell. So it's only
My
level
counterspell has counterspell?
sure.
Let's
You
do
can
that.
certainly do that. What level are you counterspelling it at?
Let's do 4.
It,
Just, you know.
That's fine. He throws up to glow and hit it with a level 3, and then he was gonna roll for a level 4, but because you're rolling a level 4, his ring glows and it just fades. All right, so we got more frogs now. All right. Here's another frog. Here's another frog.
So many tough frogs. I'm so proud of them.
You should have control of those 4 frogs now.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna say they just go right after you. So if you want to make them go right now, you. I found the most ridiculous
awesome.
frog warrior tokens I could find, real quick.
It's perfect. I'm really happy with them. Okay. Each one of them is going to. It's going to attempt to bite him.
Oh Jesus! So they're moving down to bite him.
And then I think they can also swallow if they bite. If they do bite, is that correct?
Maybe.
The target is swallowed.
Oh Jesus! All right, yeah.
This is the goal. This is the goal.
All right. So all of these frogs are gonna then just move down here then and just bite him and try and swallow him.
I'm just gonna. 4
Miss,
bites.
miss.
Rude.
Hey,
Okay, well, they're
well,
not very good biters.
they're all at advantage because they're effectively all flanking. So, well, except this guy. So roll 3 of them again, because 3 of them are going to be at advantage, not that one guy. Damn.
Oh.
The 22 hits and the 24 hits.
Okay.
All right. So 12 damage from the top guy. And then, is he automatically swallowed?
Let's see. For swallow, the toad makes 1 bite attack against a medium or smaller target it is grappling. If the attack hits, the target is swallowed and the grapple ends. So I think
He has to grapple him first.
I think he's grappled right now because he's hit.
Okay.
So he's grappled, and then he's able to swallow you on his next turn.
All right. So he's grappled by 2 different frogs, and he's looking really, 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 really bad right now.
They're grabbing his arms.
Yes, he is. He's
I wonder
not,
how I can finish him off.
Do it, Pax, do
Wonder.
it!
You see that this metallic-looking person is looking around and not. He's kind of confused for a second, but he's gonna go and try and protect and save his boss. So he's gonna move here, and he's gonna punch at these 2 guys first. So he's gonna punch at this bottom one first. Um, 20 to hit for 11 damage on this giant toad. Is the toad alive?
Yeah, it's.
All right.
They have 39 hit points.
Jesus. He's gonna try and hit him with the second one for 16 to hit.
That hits. They're very easy to hit.
All right, so
Their AC's
22
only
total
11.
damage.
Does this guy have little?
You know,
Here, I
he's
put their stats.
that's fine. He's gonna try and stun the frog. So DC 18 con save, please.
Okay. Con.
Jesus. Okay, he's not stunned. Um. All right. Well, he's gonna use flurry of blows and hit the frog again. With, with this, 28 for 10 damage. So he's at 31 damage. He's still standing.
31 damage total?
Yeah, with 3 hits so far.
Oh, yeah, he's still standing, but he only has like 8 HP.
All right, he's gonna try and roundhouse kick him in the back of the head for a 12.
Yeah, that kills him.
All right, so this frog dies.
Dead.
He's dead. And this is not good. This is not good. This is
Great. What are you talking about?
Guy's still grappling, right?
He's still grappled by one of them. Yes. This is bad. He's gonna 5, 10, 15. How much more movement? How far away are you from him? 35? Alright, he's got no more attacks, but he's gonna try and sprint to you. So he'll take an attack of opportunity from this frog.
Okay, it'll try to bite him.
He's gotta beat a 23.
Bite.
No. He goes to bite and he's just too fast and runs right by. Fizz, you see all of a sudden giant toads have appeared and are attacking this wintry looking guy as the monk just takes off running.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna reload and try and shoot him.
Shoot the boss guy?
This guy, yeah.
Alright, cool. You gotta get a 20 to hit this guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to shoot him. Seeing if I have anything, but I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot.
Okay.
So reload, shoot, reload.
Alright. You miss, unfortunately.
Fine. I'm just gonna back up.
Alright. Alright. It's Kalen's turn. Kalen's gonna try and shoot the monk that just ran up on Anthea. She's gonna try and steady aim that shot for a 25 for 16, 31, 41 damage on this monk who is all of a sudden looking way worse than he was a second ago. Pax, you have 3 giant toads, one grappling this man in front of you, and this man in front of you. What do you wish to do?
Well, I think Baction Heat Metal to make this crispy boy is step 1.
Alright, roll damage.
So that was level 5, so that's 10d6? Is that right?
Maybe. That's probably right. Let's see. You did it. You did a 4 before. Was it a 5d6? I think.
5d6.
Yep, it was 5d6. I was like, 10's a bit excessive, it seems.
Right, it starts at 2, but it boosts by 1,
Yes,
not by 2.
Yep. So, yes, you did it as a 5. So, yep, so 5. God, this spell's mean. Yeah, how do you want to kill this man? He's dead.
Let's see here. I think it starts with his hair being on fire, and then just his whole face and body just melts into ash.
Alright.
His hair's too pretty, it's gotta have lots of product, so just boom.
Oh, yeah.
You see the frog that's grappling, the giant toad that's grappling him, starts to boil.
Oh,
A little
can I
bit
tell
as well.
the frog to let go? I don't know. Frog doesn't.
The frog, after a second of getting burned, not taking, he'll take like 1 damage. They'll let go. So the frog takes 1 damage from
I'll pat the
holding him.
frog and say sorry. That was hasty.
And your constitution,
Action.
your concentration drops, unless you just want to keep heating up the metal over and over.
Yeah, I'll drop it.
All right, cool. And you still have your
And
action.
does that count as casting a spell? I think I can still cast a spell.
No,
correct?
it's just because that was just concentration. You were just maintaining the effects. But yeah, you can use your action if that's what it's at.
Got it. Then let's just throw another chromatic orb at Metal Guy.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure. Let me double check something here. That his. Yep. So his AC is 2 less than what it was, but that still unfortunately misses. Yep, that still misses. So you throw this chromatic orb up and it kind of spins in the air to blast lightning down, and it sparks down between him and Thea, but it doesn't do anything. It misses. Do you want to move anywhere?
I'll move a closer to Anthea.
All right. Anthea, it is your turn. You still have Shillelagh up, and you have your frogs, and you have this dude in front of you.
Also, kind of want to try something.
Hey, go for it.
I want to try contagion on him.
Oh, jeez. All right.
So let's do that. I think he has a chance to avoid it. So yeah, con save.
Well, you have to hit him. I think,
I
right?
have to hit it.
Yep.
So that's not gonna hit, right?
Correct. A 12 will not hit.
Too bad. Okay. Well, I still have Frogos after me,
Do
right?
still
So I
have
can
your
control them?
frogs. Yes.
Okay. And they have. Oh, they can only move 20 feet though. So they will. I mean, can they kind of hop? We can assume they hop.
You can use they can use dash actions and go 40 feet if you want.
Hey, that's cool.
That guy can get behind him.
5,
Okay.
10, 15. That guy can get there, yeah. He can even hop right here if you want. Literally, it would just be a direct in flank with you with a frog.
That guy can kind of get close. Oh, this guy?
Yeah, he could get there because it's
Okay.
just a straight line from where he... 5, 10, 50, yeah, right there. So basically, you're only going to get one that's close enough on standard
Okay.
movement to attack. But he gets
Alright.
he gets advantage if you want to flank with him. So,
Cool. Let's do it. He's gonna bite with advantage and miss, probably.
yes. Yes, he will.
A for effort.
A for efforts. Okay, so... It is...
Oh, and are we gonna say? Sorry, can I move my
oh, yeah, sure.
thingy as a reaction? I just have to check if I'm allowed to.
Yes.
Not sure if
Basically,
I'm-
once you have that out, you just can't use your reaction to do the other one 10 feet within you. But you can move this around if you want. So, do you want this to be moved closer to you?
Yeah, if I'm able to as a reaction. I don't know if it's a bonus
15,
action or reaction. So.
Well, we'll just say it's right there.
Okay.
So, to try and avoid our stuff. All right. So, this man who is looking, you can see blood coming out of places, and it's like this weird. It's not like scarlet and crimson. It's this weird, almost like blackish ichor that is kind of just leaking out from him. And you see as they're like bending over and breathing, you see that there's like this necklace hanging from their neck, and they look over and they see that their boss is dead. He's gonna grab the necklace, rip it off his neck, and throw it over towards his boss, and he's going to yell something. What languages do you speak, Anthea?
Common, Druidic, Elvish, and Sylvan.
It is in a language you do not understand, but it
Okay.
sounds very guttural as he kind of throws it, and it lands basically right beside him. And he's going to use he's going to burn a key point for Step of the Wind, so he can disengage as a bonus action. And then he is going to use his movement and his action to go 110 feet and flee, because he's almost dead. He just takes off running and just disappears. You see him get to like a building, runs up the walls, hits the roof, and is gone. He looks
Left
like he's
behind
running.
a necklace?
Yeah, he launched it at Liren, the guy who's
Okay.
dead. And it looks like he is running back in the general direction of the castle, but he moves lightning quick. So he's gone. You could kind of imagine that he's maybe going to report what happened, but you don't know because he ran away really quickly. And you get your frogs for what, an hour? So
We know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he
We have
was.
so many frogs.
You got 3 giant frogs, and they're medium. And I'll say as the dust kind of settles, you see Kaylin's kind of keeping an eye out, collapsing her weapon and putting it away. But you do see that there were people obviously around, and it was more so like the artificers who had run in um, to hide and to protect their work and whatnot. They kind of come out and they're looking around to see what all the ruckus was about, and you just have this dead guy on the ground who was burned alive, who people know to be the #1 investigator for the king.
Can I check out that necklace?
Yes, you can. If you want Kaylin at any point to help with stuff, just let me know, and I will let you choose whether you want Kaylin to do an ability check or if you just want the help action. So for this one, you can just check it out since you're over there, and she was kind of still keeping an eye out. But yeah, so you can roll either a any type of intelligence check that you have proficiency with, or if you don't have proficiency with any intelligence checks, roll investigation and add proficiency for Tinker's Tools. Proficiency.
Well, if it's a necklace, could I look at it with Arcana?
Yeah, sure. That works. That's an intelligence check. So yeah. 20. As you kind of hold on. Just because these guys are funny, look at what they look like. Look at how
They're
buff
so
and muscular
cute.
they are. I saw them and I
They
was
look like Pokemon.
right. They're
They
just
do look like
They look
Pokemon.
like fighting Pokemon.
They're-
Great.
they're just funny. As you look at it, you see that it's kind of glowing a little bit, but it's this golden amulet that is hanging on a chain, which has multiple links that have all kind of been chained together. It looks, well, it doesn't give you a picture, but it doesn't picture it, but it does. It is an amulet of health. If you wear it, you get those effects. So you have to attune to it, but it will, as you wear it, it makes you feel stronger. And I will tell you that it really helped out the guy that you were fighting, because it increases HP enough to keep him alive there at the end.
Interesting.
So-
Okay.
And you also see that the body has other items on it as well.
Yeah. Does he have anything else on him?
He, as you're all kind of looking at him, he has obviously his armor, which is +1 plate. He has the 2 weapons he was attacking with. They are both +2 weapons. One is a warhammer and one is a battle axe. And then Pax, you're the only one that saw him use it because you stopped him from using it, but he had a ring of counterspell on him. And I really wanted it to show the picture.
Is that a real thing, or is that a
It is,
made up
yeah.
homebrew thing?
I made it.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be able to counterspell you in the fight, but I forgot that Pax also has
Well, I was gonna say, is that a? I would have been surprised if that was a real thing. And if that was a real thing, I would have guessed one of the critical ones.
May I noink it?
You can certainly take it if you would like. This is what it looks like. I put a picture of it in there just because I wanted a picture. But yeah, so it looks like that it currently has 5 charges remaining on it for today, for this in-game day. It gets 1d6 +1 back at dawn. It still says wand in there, but it should say ring. I don't know why it didn't fix itself. Yes. See, is she watching? How does she know? She's creeping. That is funny. But yeah, so it has 5 charges left in it today. You can cast it at a base level using 1 charge. You can upcast it to up to, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you can do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can upcast it to level 8 if you use all 6 charges. But if you use all 6 charges at one time, yeah, then you roll in d20, and if you roll a 1, it loses all the magic and just becomes, it goes from black and green to just a mundane platinum ring band. So,
Gotcha.
and you basically have as many charges as you have each day. It doesn't fully reset. You just get the 1d6 plus 1. So I'll have to remake it so it looks like I want it to look as far as wording. But there's that. But yeah, other than that, he's got the 2 plus 2 weapons and the plus 1 plate armor. So those are there if you guys want them.
Huh. Did you say +2 plate armor?
Plus 1 plate armor and plus 2
Plus
battle axe in the
1
Warhammer.
plate
Yeah.
I like the plate armor.
Hey, it's yours if you want it. I don't think anybody else wears plate. So,
Yeah, I can't.
yep.
Oh, do you not have the daggers? Yeah, druids don't have that proficiency, huh?
Correct. And bards don't have it either unless they take it. And then rogues also don't have the proficiency, so you're the only one who can. So,
Interesting question.
mhm.
Despite protecting the artificer's quarters, I did just participate in a pretty big fight against the crown. Would Fizz or his papa know of any special, like, artificer getaways outside the town?
That's a good question.
They would, because that's how they smuggled you into the town as a wee pup.
Ooh, so then I know of it.
You do know of it, although you were told to only use it in case of deadly emergency, as if it's ever discovered, it will bring the risk of extreme harm and danger to the whole artificer community that you have been brought into. It's usable. You just have to be. It's like a one and done kind of thing. If you're using it, you can never come back in that way again. Like if you're going out of town, you get out. You've never seen your papa use it. He only used it to get you in. But it's like this is your. If you're getting out that way, don't come back in that way. So. But it's definitely there. It's definitely usable. You can 100% use it as a safe means to extrapolate your guys' self from Moreau. You do have that capability. So I'll move his body over here just so it's out the way.
Also, in case anyone cares, until we're in a safe place where we can actually divvy up items, I'm just going to put the amulet of health in my inventory because I grabbed it. And then if anyone wants it, once we're safe, I'll give it to one of you guys. Because I imagine
Cool,
divvying up magic items right now is probably not the safest thing to do.
So what's your guys' play?
No, probably the same thing. Yeah. Well, no, it fits. I think Fitz, the plan was to get to Evermeet as fast as possible. I mean, and Thea, I probably know trees well enough that if we could find a tree, we could just go that way. But do we have other business in the city? I feel we're just sitting ducks if we stay here too long.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I would like to possibly get some armor or something, it's not in the cards right now.
Well,
I
there
don't
might-
think
there-
anyone will tell me anything.
I don't know if Paxton knows, but I would assume it's fair knowledge that there's probably armorists somewhere in Evermeet? Question mark.
Yeah, there are. There are elven armorists.
Okay. Ooh, fun.
And I'll say
Okay.
this too. If you guys don't want to utilize the weaponry as or the armor as is built in the game, you can always try to convince an armorer or a blacksmith or weapon maker to break it down and turn it into something else that is usable by the party. So if you guys wanted to take the battle axe and the warhammer with you, but nobody wanted to use them in the end, and you wanted to say break down a big warhammer into like +1 daggers or scimitars or things that are usable, or even into like armor for your companions, or use it for a different type of weapon or something, we could work that out. So.
Sweet.
But are you stripping down the body of that investigator and taking his weapons, his armor, and the amulet and the ring that were all taken, thrown to him?
I grabbed the ring for sure. Can
Okay.
you use his armor, Anthea? I assume not.
I cannot use his armor.
I was gonna say I think Fizz is the only one who can.
Yeah.
But it will take you 10 minutes to put it on. So if you're shoving it in the bag, that's 100% okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna take some time to put it
What
on.
were his weapons too? Being part artificer and gunslinger, I feel like I could melt down those weapons for use.
You could also use them. You're a fighter, but they're a +2 battle axe and a +2 warhammer. So
+2 battle axe, +2 warhammer.
yes. So if you wanted a melee weapon, just in case, you could always use them as a fighter too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone can use them. They're just strength-based weapons. So
All right, I'll hold on to them if no one else wants to hold on to them, because I could make use of them both as a fighter and as a, smelt them down for other uses.
Yeah, we can use them for something else if you like.
Cool.
Up to you.
All right. So what is your guys' plan right now? What are you doing?
Well, if we have tree teleportation, Fizz would rather not jeopardize the artificers.
So if I remember the spell correctly, I think it has to be one that Anthea herself is familiar with. But
Oh.
yes.
So I can't mind meld her some tree knowledge about what it is.
No.
Let me just.
So we can get out of the city maybe, but
I
then
have
we'd
to
have to find
I
a
might
different
have had
quest.
to have seen it.
Gotcha.
Let's see.
Yeah.
You must have seen or touched the destination plane at least once before.
Yeah.
So she has to have done it herself.
Okay.
So. So the best that you know
So that
of
won't work.
is it has to be on the same plane of existence. So you know, Anthea, as far as trees that you have seen, there were trees outside of the airship where you guys took off initially. Um, there are, um, I mean, you're both pretty well traveled, and Anthea, you yourself are pretty well traveled. If you're, let me ask you, are you trying to like emergently get out of the city, or are you trying to sneakily get out? Like what's your
I mean, I was thinking more the emergently, but Fitz and Anthea, I'm happy to, because I mean, we're being chased actively, so I suspect a few minutes are fine, but I would guess if we're
I'll
here
say,
a few hours,
yep.
get us into the
As you kind of strip down the body and people kind of recollect a little bit, you start to hear like lots of voices coming from the distance, and it sounds like there are like people coming. Sounds like like more and more guards coming your way. The artificers of the community kind of rally behind Fizz and the new protectorate and these strange giant frog people, and take the body. And you see Fizz, three of just because I want to say local ruffians, three of your community local ruffians take the body and just disappear with it.
Are those the kids I sell fireworks to?
100% they are.
They're cannibals.
I don't know if they're cannibals, but they're humans. So, I mean, I guess it could be.
Anthea, could you tree
I can
warp
tree
us
hop.
out of the city at least?
Absolutely. Where would you like to go? Do you want to stay close to the city?
I think
Or
as
do you want
far
me to
away as
try to get
possible. Fitz, what do you
As close
think?
to your homeland as possible.
I mean, that's probably good. I'm assuming it's
Okay.
west of here because, geography, but what do you think, Fitz? Is that okay?
Is down for tree teleportation. As things are being planned though, I'll do the whole voice next session, but he does go to his halfling papa and give him a farewell, a tearful farewell.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's sweet.
Going on an adventure.
Your
I
your
rushed to the tree.
your papa looks at you and pats you on. He has to climb up on some steps and then so has to have you kneel down because he's a gnome and you're a very large gnoll. Pats you on the head and he whispers in your ear, "There, my boy. It'll be okay. Have fun and just take care of your new friends. Treat them like family. Be careful."
Fizz nods his head, and before leaving and turning back, he makes sure to grab his giant sign that advertises his store and straps it
Nice.
onto his backpack, and then heads back for tree teleportation.
Nice. All right. So, and as you kind of look off over here as you start to hear footsteps, and once again you see a couple of dragon-looking folk leading small little groups of folks that you had already encountered and fought once at the library and seen outside the city of Moreau and seen um, at the beheading event. You see them pulling up their crossbows and about to shoot off arrows as you touch the tree and open a giant door, and you guys all step through and you just pick the first place that came to mind, as it's now an emergency situation and you just need to GTFO of Moreau, and wherever you're going, you just make a door to go somewhere. Um, we're going to take a quick break because I need to pull up the notes of where you're going. Um, so let's take a 15-minute break so I can go to the bathroom, get notes, and do stuff. And then we'll figure out where you are. So
Resuming.
15. We'll say 20.
Okay.
We'll say 20 after. That was easier. Solid number. So
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
One. All right. So you guys stepped through the portal. And firstly, let's go to this map, just because this is the world map that I haven't finished yet, but it's what I had on here. So you guys were over here in the Swiftlenese Empire, right? Right. You guys took off from over here initially with your airships and whatnot, and this is for the two of you, Anthea and Pax Ataraxia, is relevant to some of what your initial conversations were. Just so you know, it's down but floating, pretty far up in that way. But as you step through the trees to the first place that you can think, or subconsciously to escape to, a place that is easier going, that was a little bit safer, and that's pretty much as far away as you can think, you end up outside of a town that you know and that you recognize from having been here before. Is you are outside of a place called the Baswin Wharf. So
Okay.
it's a little seaside town to the east, that has lots of, obviously it's surrounded by ocean, lots of access to shipping and whatnot. As you guys arrive here, the air is so thick with salt that you can almost just chew through it, compared to the city that you were in before, that was a menagerie of different tastes and smells, whether they were good or bad. This place just tastes like ocean salt, the air does. You can already hear the townsfolk, even though there's a wall here. It doesn't look like it's built too high. It's mainly just as like, hey, we don't want our farm animals that we have in our city to run out into the forest. We don't want the forest animals coming in. It's more of just like self-preservation than it is like protection and militarization. Um, say as you guys kind of just get a little bit closer to the edge of town, we'll just say here. Anthea, you remember being here before, and you remember that this town is typically full of just fishermen, tradesfolk, boatmen, some passing travelers now and again, and some adventurers. You were actually brought here. You made your way here once before. You stopped here after taking a short boat trip, as you were doing some research, and you had some ocean-based fungi that you were kind of tracking, and it led you here. And nothing really came of that research other than there are some fungus that can live under the ocean, and in the really salty waters of the sea. But you made your way here and decided to just continue back out into land-based nature and continue your studies and your travels that way. But you remember being here before and it being a relatively safer, more quiet town of just hard-working blue-collar folks just trying to make their way in the world today. Um, but yeah, you guys.
Perfect hiding place.
Yes. You know that for as big as the map shows that it is, the town's really not that big. There's only about 300 to 500 people that live here, and it's a melting pot of a town. Um, there are humans, there are elves, there are dwarves, there are um, now there's gonna be a gnoll. There's some frog people that you've seen here before. When you were here for
Toads.
when you were here for the couple days that you were just kind of resting before you took off again, you saw that there was larger humanoids, maybe of the Goliath type. A lot of human fishermen coming in and out. A lot of just outcast kind of people. And the townsfolk who lived here when they weren't, if they weren't seaworthy per se, you know that they do some farming here to kind of supplement that sea-based diet and environment that they've built, as well as your standard hunters who come out into the woods and do stuff like that. But this is primarily a ocean village in town. So yes, Baswin Wharf. That's where you guys have arrived to. You are welcome to explore the town, to rest here, to kind of figure out the plans.
Have any of us been here before? Sounds like Anthea has some knowledge here, but I'm assuming it's new to me.
Yeah, you've not been here before. Kaylin, she's been around, but doesn't necessarily remember this place. Doesn't think she's been here before. And then um, Fizz has pretty much spent his whole life inside of Moreau. So when he wasn't in his home prior to Moreau, but it was not here. So, but yeah.
Call if there's an inn or some kind of place we could crash if we need to today.
You do know that there are 2 taverns here. One of them, last time you were here, and as you kind of walk into the town, people kind of give you head nods and just welcome you into the town and kind of leave you to your business. They kind of take a second look at the giant frog people who are with you, but they're not ones to judge. they're just gonna let these giant frogs hibbity hop with you and whatever. As
They're
long
not
as
racist.
yeah, they don't. They're just frogs. Everyone's got something unique about them. They ain't gonna judge them. They're maybe a little slimy, but whatever. But as you make your way through the city, you see there are a couple different taverns. One of them seems to um, have been. 2 are working. One is not. One seems to be shut down, like it's maybe under renovation, or maybe they're just no longer using it for that. But the ones that are open and operational, there is a tavern called the Curious Ducks, and then there's another one just called the Salty Squid. Um, but
Both
one
very good names.
both very good ocean-based names. As you walk through here, you see that the one that was closed down was called the Absent Pigeon. Um, so, but as you're walking through, you see that you got a general goods store. You have a fishing goods and supplies store, which makes sense. You have a blacksmith shop. You see that there is an enchanter shop as well, and then your mayoral house, your docks, and the residences where people live, as well as some like a school and some other just standard day-to-day stuff that people need. But yeah, so you have the choice to, if you're trying to stay at a tavern, you got the Curious Ducks and you got the Salty Squids. So
Are we feeling curious or salty today? I asked the group, including the frogs.
frogs just kind of ribbit and look
Curious,
around
question
for
mark?
some flies.
Curious? Okay.
You can go curious.
And what is your vote? Is curious also, Fizz?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Who doesn't like a good
I'll,
duck,
I'll
right?
kind of yeah, I'll give them sort of a brief, like from memory, tour of the town, and
Yeah.
then we'll kind of meet back at the Curious Duck.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way into the Curious Duck, and it's probably early or later morning at this point, almost lunchtime. You see there, it's not super busy here. It seems that lunch is probably the downtime for the day, as most people, if the weather's nice or at least doable, are out fishing or out hunting, doing whatever their daily jobs are. So you come in and there are a couple people just kind of minding their own business. One person who's working seems to be sweeping the floors, making sure the place is tidy. And you see that a older looking gentleman who's tending bar kind of looks up and goes, "Well, hello. How can I help you?
Believe we'll be looking for some lodging later tonight. But for now, possibly some refreshments.
Well, welcome to the Curious Duck. I am the proprietor. My name is Dennis Van Dennebiel. I will happily provide you with refreshments, and I can reserve rooms for you later this evening as well. So, let me go ahead. What can I get you started as far as drinks are concerned? We have ales, we have juices, we have water, we have wines, we have liquors, we have all manner of things. Whatever hits your taste today.
Do you have any cool local ales?
We do. We call it the salt of the earth because it's more of a salty ale than anything else, brewed with the salt water from the ocean.
Anthea's thinking to herself, it sounds horrible, but also interesting, so she is going to try it.
Okay.
Very salty ale, okay.
And for your others, you see Kaylin just kind of nods and gets the same thing as you.
Yeah, Fizz will get the same thing.
Okay. 3 salt of the earth.
Some mead, normal mead.
Okay. Normal meat it is. I can get that for you. Um, he steps away for a second, and as you're kind of watching him fill up your tankards and whatnot, you see he's an older human male, mid 50s, about 5'8", brown eyes, brown hair. He's got like that tanned, weathered skin of working outside for a lot of his life, and this seems to likely have been maybe like a retirement purchase for him because his hands are very leathery and very worked. He likely just based on how his aesthetic kind of comes across is that he was a hardworking younger person who he did a lot of work with his hands because they're very cracked, very leathery, very beaten up. Turns around, hands you all of your beverages. How many rooms do you think we're gonna need for tonight? As he kind of pulls out a book from underneath the bar and kind of flips to a open page.
I suppose if each room has... How many beds do your rooms usually have? 2 beds, or...
We can do 1 or we can do 2, whatever's your preference. Most come with 2, but if you wish to just have 1, we can also do that. That's not a problem.
I don't mind sharing a room.
Also don't. We also have gold to spare, so it's not. Yeah, I'm fine either way.
So 2 rooms, I take it. Will your large friends also be staying? Gesturing towards your giant frogs.
Oh, they'll be gone in the next, probably half hour, I'm assuming by now.
Oh, well, they're more than welcome to stay if they so choose. We
We've
don't
been
discriminate
around.
here, so just if they wish to stay, I would lay down additional towels to absorb their slime. Yes. All right. Well, I will reserve 2 rooms for the 4 of you. What name or title should I put it under, just so I know for bookkeeping purposes?
Edward Jefferson. Just gonna make up a name.
Edward
That's good, Anthea,
Jefferson.
yeah.
It is. That will be 2 gold for the rooms. Half now and half upon checkout, please.
Okay.
And if you wish to stay more than 1 night, that's obviously more than doable. It would just be 2 gold for every additional night that you wish to stay. So, but
Quite a reasonable deal.
he takes your gold, puts it in the book, closes it, and slides the book back under. Anything else I can do for you right now?
Not at the moment.
All right.
We
Well,
need to discuss our fun events of the day. What a
excellent.
lovely town you have. We are but simple tourists.
Well, feel free to investigate the multiple shops that we have. I'm sure that you would find something to your liking. They do often yearn for more work, so feel free to visit the tradesmen.
Do you have a lot of fun artisan shops around here?
Not a whole host of many. They're more of like street vendors who do like paintings and clay work and pottery and things like that. But our official shops that we have um, we have an older gentleman who works with his hands with metal and things like that, being our blacksmith. Um, over at Sticks and Stones, that's the name of his shop. I think it's kind of funny because he uses, sticks and stones to bend and move metal. Anyway, we have our local enchanter who works and owns and operates the Invisible World Turtle. That's just right down the road there.
Invisible world turtle.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And then we also have our normals, or if you're just your general goods, if you need small amounts of groceries or general traveling supplies and day-to-day equipment, he points to where it is in the direction of the town. That store is called the Old Sprite. So I welcome you to look around the town. There's also obviously jobs posted if you wish to try and make a life for yourself at sea. I heard that there was quite an interesting crew that just took off not too long ago. There was a Captain Bryson Alaband. He's more of a drunk than a captain, but claims he's a captain, and his strange crew, they picked up two equally strange adventurers who I don't know what they were running from, but they seem to make their way, and they kind of they shipped out about a month ago, I think, at this point. So uh, I've heard they're doing
Where were
interesting
they
things.
headed?
I don't know. I've heard that they were trade boats, but I've also heard that they're pirates. So I don't really know. But his two crew that he picked up here, one looked like this strange. Have you ever seen a bear person who kind of looks like a goblin, but a human, but a bear? I think they're called bugbears.
Human bear. Would I have seen a bugbear before?
Roll me a history check.
Can I roll as well?
Sure.
Let's see if it'll let me do that. I'm on the phone app, so I don't know how well the roller works.
No, you're fine.
I'm gonna roll a d20 and see what that does. Does that show up?
You got a 19.
Yeah.
You have
Alright.
seen bugbears before. Not too
I've heard of
many,
this thing.
but yeah, you know where they are. They typically hang out with like goblins and other goblinoids. You don't typically know of them veering off too much when they're not in packs. So to hear of one kind of coming in here solo is kind of interesting. Um, the other person was just a very, very large Goliath of a man who had a strange mechanical floating turtle that he had with him that he said did things. But the bugbear was carrying his own canoe around, and then they canoed out to this boat, and they got on the boat with Bryson Alavand and his crew of this strange looking elf, this dragonoid looking person, and this other large gentleman. Um, but yes, there's work to be had if work is what you seek. Um, but I would say take a beat, rest some, and enjoy the town while you're here. Things move a little slower around here, and we like it that way. So try not to cause any trouble, please. So,
We wouldn't dream of it. We would never like to get into trouble.
well, that is great.
Trouble is not our middle name.
No. In fact, our middle name is following the rules.
That's a very complicated middle name, but you are entitled to
Multiple
it.
words.
Alright, well, I'm going to go take care of some things around the tavern to make sure we're in working order for dinner. So, have fun, enjoy your day, and here are the keys for your rooms for later. I'm going to hand you two bronze-looking keys and kind of points upstairs to where they are. And you guys have basically the tavern, the majority of it to yourself. Like I said, there's still some people here kind of moseying about, and you have the day to do whatever you want. So, what do you want to do?
What
This
do
is the
we feel
coastal
like
town,
doing,
correct?
folks? Sorry, what?
This is a coastal town, so we could look for boats maybe to take us closer to Evermeet.
We
See if
could,
this
yes.
captain's committed.
I think that's a good idea.
That'll be my first quest point.
Okay. We also have shops if we need to peruse and purchase anything.
Need to remind myself how the gunsmithing works.
All right.
Because I have an idea. I just need to pull up the full class. Okay, hold on. Circle back to me.
Okay. All right. So are you guys? Let me ask you guys, Anthea, what is your plan for today? Are you guys gonna? Do you want to go to different shops and check stuff out? Do you want to maneuver around stuff?
I would probably like to start out at the blacksmiths and see if they could make me some kind of armor. But
Okay.
being a druid, there's a whole thing about druids not wearing armor, isn't there?
Technically, you can wear
armor, yeah.
armor. It doesn't say you are. It's
It's
not
just
allowed.
like-
It's just by lore, you druids typically don't. But I am open to that not being the case.
Right.
Druids are basically vegans when it comes to
like,
armor.
Is there anybody in town who might make armor that would be like more druidic, or am I getting the impression that most of it would just be your basic blacksmith armor?
You could go to the blacksmith and find out if you so choose.
I'm gonna be that vegan that goes to a burger chain and asks for vegan burger.
Okay.
Okay, I will go ask him
All right.
or her. Them.
Okay. So you're gonna go there. Are you all three going to the blacksmith together?
Sure, might as well.
I have an idea, and I guess going to the blacksmith might be useful, but I want to try and draft up a new creation, new experiment. I want to take my old, hand lighter that I made up for that one dude,
Mm-hmm.
like 2 sessions ago, but I want to tinker with the design a little to make it more like a close up, like get out of jail, like flash burn. Like if someone's in my face, I activate it, I burn them in the face, I get away. Like I want to make it more than just I light candles, and more so, this will hurt you. I want to up the ante of the flame, basically.
Okay. All right. Can do that. So go ahead and roll me. We'll say you remember what it is because you made it. Go ahead and roll me a Tinker's Tool check.
Tinker tools. Use tool. What am I using?
Just Tinker's Tools, and you can use Intelligence or Dexterity.
And I am proficient. Tinker's tools.
Oh yeah, you can 100% make that.
Okay. Yeah, I basically want to make the flame bigger.
Okay.
I don't know how. I can't think of how else I can describe this.
So basically making a flashbang grenade that's handheld.
Yeah. Except rather than blinding you, I burn your eyeballs out with actual fire.
All right. So we'll say that you can make a item that can be used once a day, and it's basically you can either have it do the blindness deafness spell or burning hands at its lowest level once per day, and we'll just
Cool.
homebrew that item together as you make it. Doing that. All right. So you're staying at the tavern doing that.
Um, well, my idea would be, yeah, probably I'll probably be like a bit behind them as I stay at the tavern to work on my blueprints, but eventually I do want to catch up with them at the blacksmith
Okay.
to get parts to actually make it.
Sounds good. So as you guys as you figure out the blueprints of it, and then you kind of catch up with them at the blacksmithing store. You find the shop that says Sticks and Stones. As you walk in, you see there is a older looking dwarf um, working there. He's got some mid-length salt and pepper hair, this stubbly beard, about average height for a dwarf. He's pretty strong and thick looking. He's got soot and ash all over their skin and these pale green eyes. Um, he goes, "Well, howdy. I'm Kildor. Welcome to my shop. What can I do for you?"
Thanks. Well, we've heard that you sell excellent armor, and I would like to hopefully acquire some, but I do have very specific tastes. I'm wondering if you could create something that would appeal to my tastes.
Well, that's hard to do without knowing your tastes. What's your tastes?
I would prefer something that was made of natural materials, and I mean, I don't necessarily turn up my nose at all metal, but I'd prefer the thing not to just be a big old sheet of metal, if you catch my drift.
Makes sense. You want to be able to not be encumbered and carrying around a fortress of, well, metal on your person at all times.
Of course. Yes.
Um,
Would you have something that could provide some protection while still being light and naturalistic, if you will?
maybe. I'm gonna have to dig through some of my books. But probably. Is there anything in particular you want it to do for you, or just be better than what you're wearing?
And what I'm wearing would be great.
What are
And
you?
currently
What
she's
are
wearing leather, I believe.
you? Oof, that is some bad
I
armor
just
for a
double
level 12. Jeez.
I know, right? That's why I'm like, we need to fix that. Yeah, it's just light leather. So, yeah, anything that's gonna boost a bit would be great.
Um, all right. Well, let me look through these books. Hold on one second. And you see that he gets um gets in goes into his back room, and he comes out with this old tome and just slams it down. And just dust just everywhere, fills your
And
nose.
Thea is
Just cough.
absolutely gonna try to read this over his shoulder or like across the table
Oh,
if she can.
you can.
She loves big books.
This book's written in Druidic. It's not written in Common.
Oh,
And he
awesome.
starts flipping through this book. Um, and you notice that as a blacksmith, he himself is also not wearing fully metal armor. Like he's using metal tools, and he's more of like wearing like a leather, like blacksmithing apron, so that he doesn't catch on fire or anything like that. Um, but you get this natural vibe from this guy, almost like he works primarily with the land and with the sea. So, um, as he's reading through, and it looks like he's fully comprehending and understanding the Druidic, you realize this man is also a Druid of some type. Um, Flips through the book, and he kind of smiles as he stops for a second, and he spins this around and points to it and says, um, "How about this?" And as you look at it, it looks this suit of armor is almost more bestial in its make, in that it has like different animal aspects to it. It looks like there is some claws maybe from a bear. There's maybe some scales from some serpent or something. There's fur from a wolf. It's got ears like a fox. All kinds of different animal aspects kind of put together. And he goes to explain that he's not made this before, but he probably could. This is supposed to be armor that's only ever really used by, you know, powerful nature protectors. You might have to get me a few items, but I could likely make it. It's called the Armor of the Beast. It's what it is it's a suit of studded leather armor, and it is made of fully natural materials and is shaped in such a way that it is strong as reinforced armor but has zero metal in it.
Ooh.
The studs are made of polished ironwood. The buckles and clasps are crafted of carved bones, horns, and claws. And when you wild shape, the armor buff goes with you. So you get a +2 to AC in and out of wild shape. So that armor changes into whatever you change with, and if you go into spore form, it'll sprout some spores, but it gives you a +2 AC, and that maintains and carries over into your wild shape form. So
Is this another homebrew?
yeah, it is another homebrew, and
Awesome.
it requires
Yeah.
attunement by a druid. Only druids can
Okay,
wear it.
cool.
So, but basically, what you would need to do, he has enough ironwood to make it. He just would need you to get some bones, horns, and claws, and we could just basically say if you take a couple of days that you could go hunt, you could find that stuff because it's just nicer that.
Hunting
Um,
trip.
So you could have an off-camera hunting trip unless you really wanted to have an on-camera one, and I could make one up for you. But it would basically be armor that would be. I think it's gonna have the same stats as studded leather, +2.
Okay.
So I'll put it all in there and whatnot, but it'll be +2 studded leather for that armor. That's what your armor will be. It'll be that, whatever that comes
Okay.
out to, and I think it's like 15 or 16 or something. I don't know. I'll have to look.
Okay.
But that will be what you
Okay.
will get, and he can make it once you get it. So you could basically get it in 2 to 3 days from now, if you spent the
3 business
afternoon.
days.
Yes, 2 to 3 business days.
I turn to my companions and ask, is this okay if I spend a couple of days collecting things? Are we in a hurry? Can we spare the time?
I suspect we can. I mean, we've gotten. I mean, I don't know if Pax would know how far we are away entirely, but it seems that we're a safe distance in quotes from the city. Hi, or would Fitz agree as well?
I don't think I'm there yet.
Oh, all right. Okay.
We'll say that you can.
Oh, Fizz is still.
Let's see. It's really bad roll. No, you're not quite there yet. You're on your way over now, but you'll be here in a couple of minutes. So. But Kaylin kind of looks and nods and says, "Fine, whatever." So she's in agreement. So, I mean, this seems to be like a nice little quiet respite town, kind of away from where you were. And while you do have pressing things to happen, he can make you this. It'll just take all of his time for the next few days to do it. So you just gotta weigh: is it worth it or not worth it? That is your call.
And how much does it cost?
If you bring him the materials, and because he is a druid getting to make something that he has never got to make before, we'll say that it'll cost you about 400 gold pieces instead of like the normal
Perfect.
750. So,
All right, let's do it.
okay, excellent.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, I'll start working on what I can do with the ironwood, and I can start doing the majority of it. Like I said, I just need you to get the bones, the horns, and the claws, and you can get those from animals out there in the woods. I would go with bigger animals like bears and wolves and things of that nature, because they have larger, stronger bones. Obviously, you can also, if you wish for it to be any decorative in any way, or if you have any specific things you wish for me to add to it, I could maybe modify it to get something unique about it for you. It's already going to be unique, but this could make it even more unique, if you know what I mean. So,
More unique. Wow.
I'll pick through my hat later and see if I can find some fun things to add.
if you want to, you could just, this is me thinking on the fly, once you get all the materials, if you want to leave your hat with him, he could actually sew your hat into it and make it like a hoodie, and you could have Anthea's hat and hoodie for Armor of the
Yes.
Beast.
Please, I want a hoodie.
All right. So basically,
That's amazing.
we'll
So it'll
say
be like a tunic with
yeah.
like a hood.
yeah, we'll say for Flavor
Okay,
that
cool.
once you get all the stuff back and he starts working on it, you can leave your hat with him and he can magically work it all together, and you'll have a hat and hoodie. And so then technically you wouldn't be able
But
to be your hat would not be able to be stolen off of your head. So
that's
it would
cool.
still work as it works now. It would just be in hoodie format.
I can't drop it while I'm doing my feather fall.
It's true. Is there anything else that you would need me to work on, or anything else you would like while you are here? I do appreciate the work.
Pax, do you require anything?
At this point, Fizz, you enter into the room.
No, I think I'm good on supplies for now. No need to dip in a few anyways, but yes, I think the downtime stuff Pax will be doing is trying to scout out a ship for the future.
Okay.
Okay, good call. Okay, oh, Fizz, do you need anything from here as well?
Yes, Fizz is here to buy materials for his new thing.
You thing.
Kind of looks at you for a minute. He's never quite seen a large knoll before. Kind of takes a step back just for a second, and then realizes that he's being rude and judgmental, and kind of bows and apologizes for that, as it was more of just a shock that kind of took him off guard for a second. What materials can I offer to you, sir? I apologize.
All right, so well, I need metal to make the gauntlet,
I have
and then
I
I
have plenty of that,
need,
and you look around. There is plenty of metal laying around.
and then I probably need some protective covering so I don't burn myself.
Okay.
And then I need some little wires to hold the black powder bag over the burner.
Okay. Well, I can give you most of those things. I can sell to you. The only things I don't have are the wires that would be flammable. Like I don't have those. You would need to go to the magic shop. The Invisible World Turtle. They actually have these strings which you can buy that you can verbalize how long you want the burn time to be, and it will take that long. Um, it's pretty neat. I've seen them use them a few times for different things, mainly for the local kids who like making fireworks to, you know, blow up over the ocean. It's a fun little thing they do. Um, but yes, I would head over there to the Invisible World Turtle. But I can sell you the rest of what you're looking for about how much do you need in total?
Oh boy. Probably not a lot, right? I mean, it's a hand gauntlet thingy.
Okay. I'll say in total 5 gold worth of materials. That work?
That
Alright. So
works.
he collects a few pounds worth of the materials and kind of puts them in a little box for you, and gives that to you, and then takes 5 gold from you and puts it in the register and writes in a book the materials that he sold. That way he can track his inventory and what he needs to order and whatnot. Um, well, if there's nothing else I could do for you folks, I'll start working on your request. And then as long as you bring me the additional materials, I can finish it up here in just a couple of days. So,
That's all I need.
all right. Well, have a wonderful afternoon, and I hope you enjoy your stay in town. So, bye. And he just goes back to what he's doing. So,
Being Mr. Shopkeep.
you are welcome. But I do think with that though, it's probably a good time for us to kind of dip anyway, and you guys can explore the rest of the town next time. We can go about getting what you want to do, and we should theoretically have everybody next time, and we can figure out your plans, and it'll give me time to make more maps. So,
Hooray.
all right. Well, with that, we'll say good evening, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye.